Start with you, Anthony. It's been you've had a tough time over the last few months, but with family tragedy. But being back, there must be part of you who's just delighted to be back doing what you do for a living and where you're comfortable in a boxing ring.
Yeah, most definitely. I try to separate my personal life from boxing. I try to take that kind of emotion into the boxing room, so I'm just focused on the job side of it. So I'm looking forward to it.
And you'd have seen Dec against Lyndon Arthur. What was your opinion of him? He's a tough guy.
Well, I was forced into watching it. I was tricked. Forced. No, but as I said, I thought Dec Spelman, again, he made a fight of it. He didn't throw too many punches, he was walking forward, taking punches, but as I said before, someone like Lyndon Arthur, he got to the point where he was winning the fight comfortably, and he could have went for the knockout in terms of entertainment basis. And I just made a comment afterwards and said if that was me in that situation, and Dec Spelman was walking forward taking punches, I would have went for the stoppage.
You'd have looked to end it.
100%. It's entertainment.
Dec, what's your take on that when you hear Anthony say that?
It is what it is. He's entitled to his opinion. I know that night with the shell in my send, you know what I mean, I struggled with the weight that day. I've got 4.5 weeks for the fight, it is what it is, a big opportunity. I couldn't say no. But it's now I've got the time to make it right and show what I'm really about, and I know I'm 110 times better than that.
It's going to be a very different sort of test, isn't it? I mean, he's a jabber and a mover, is Lyndon, and while obviously Anthony can box, he's a different sort of fighter.
Yeah, and it's what I'm looking forward to. You know what I mean? Someone's going to stand there and have it with me. That's what I want. That's what I like. So, if he said he's going to do it, then bring it on.
How good do you think he is?
I think he's very good. Yeah, I really rate him. I like him as I'm a boxing fan in general. So, I've liked watching his career as he come up. I've always had one eye on him. So yeah, I can't say a bad word against him. They went off to Russia. That showed balls. I said that from the start. He's fair play to him, but it's me and him in the ring, and I've got to back myself.
I saw your interview yesterday with Steve Lillis on one of the websites, which was interesting to say the least, when you said that Anthony, in his career, has been a bit of a chosen one and surrounded by yes men.
Yeah, I never said chosen one, but I did say yes man. It's true. It's true. That's just the way he goes about his way, but that's not me. You know what I mean? It obviously worked for him. He's got a world title shot, or this and that, but that's the facts. You know what I mean? I believe anyway. From what you see from the outside, I'm not in his training camp. But yeah, definitely, I think that. I'm not. That's you look up from different cloths, but that's how it is.
Tunde, are you a yes man?
Check. Go on. It's on.
Check. Microphone check.
Are you a yes man?
Well, I think where we've come from, our whole journey, we're not in the business of being yes men. If you look at our team and everyone around it, the guys that in their own right can stand up for themselves. So the yes man title definitely doesn't apply to anyone in our team. And let me just go back to what Dec said about having all these men around, and there were days when me and Andy was in the gym together, days when we shared each other's Adidas boots, hard days where we've literally had no money to get into the gym. So everyone you see around us is family. It ain't people that's just jumped on. When you watch EastEnders, which I don't, Dirty Den ain't the same person off screen as he is in screen. So whatever you see on TV, that doesn't really give the full picture of a person or a person's character. We're very family oriented people, and we want it. And so that's what Dec and his team are going to face, not yes men and people who shouting for no one's business.
Carl, from your perspective, what do you make of Anthony as a fighter, and indeed how he prepares and how his team works?
Yeah, obviously he's a great fighter. I mean, there's no hiding the fact. He went out to box Kovalev and put up a fantastic performance. And he was in the fight. I mean, I've watched it back a few times, and he was definitely in the fight all the way. I mean, he had his moments and could have got Kovalev out in the 8th round, but he's very different. He's very unique to a lot of fighters. The way he trains, his methods, completely opposite to probably 99.9% of the fighters in Britain. He boxes, he trains and completely different. Whether that's what he does all the time is what you see on camera. It's a bit like the Mayweather. I mean, obviously how Mayweather does his pads and everything. People say behind closed doors that isn't how he trains, but yeah. So obviously, listen, everybody's got their own ways. It's working for him. We're a completely opposite style. I mean, going back to the words that Tunde said, the days when there was just them two in the gym. It's always been me and Dec in the gym. We've never shared trainers or anything like that, but we've always been in the gym together. The door's closed. He has one-on-one training constantly with me. I split and separate all my fighters who have big fights. I give them one-to-one, obviously group sessions, and then when they get a big fight, they have one-to-one. So he gets a lot of training, a lot of TLC. So yeah, but we're very quietly confident. I think style-wise, it's a far better fight for Dec than his previous two opponents. We ain't got to go looking for Anthony. And that might be a plus factor for us. I mean, Dec can really punch, as you see some of his knockouts. I mean, he's not been able to show in his last fight, but I'm telling you, Dec can really punch, and he's proved that when you look back on some of his highlights and his knockouts, and we're quietly confident.
Anthony, how much do you think you learnt from the experience of going over to Russia and fighting for the world title? Do you regard it as something which has made you stronger, or do you look at it and see it as maybe an opportunity which went begging?
100% made me stronger. Experience. I said it from the beginning. I'm a person that came into boxing with very limited experience. I had 12 amateur fights. I just had the best thing I had done for me was my mentality. That's why when I shout it's a mentality, it's something that has to resonate from within. And I got told over and over again, it's too late, to start boxing at 18, 19. You need to do this way, you need to do that way. I said no, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna knock out all my opponents. And then I did that, basically, almost, and then turned professional and tried to do the same thing. So that's why I had a quick come up. The first fight I ever had, there was 15 people in the arena. And then it kept growing because people want to see knockout, people want to see entertainment. And that goes back into the comment I made. The fight was built for me and Lyndon Arthur to fight. People want to see entertainment, people want to see, who's the guy coming to test Anthony Yarde? It's entertainment. So that's really from my comments. And with the Kovalev fight, it was just experience.
Andre Ward said that he thought he was carrying too much muscle.
Yes.
And that there was a reason why maybe his stamina wasn't as strong as it should be, because he was carrying so much bulk. Is that something you've looked at?
Well, I cannot.
He's going.
Go on.
Just talk.
Hello.
Right.
Well,
Right. Give me an answer.
yeah, that's right. Yeah. Well, I can only answer that question in one way. Emphatically, no. It's not. Anthony is just a natural. I mean, I've trained Anthony since just past his 19th birthday. That's right. Just past his 19th birthday. So almost 10 years. And in not one of those years have we picked up a weight. Because I don't believe in weight training. I'm just an old school mindset trainer, and when I answer the question in terms of the fitness aspect, it ain't that. That's not what it was in Russia. It was the fact that Anthony has 12 amateur fights, going up against someone who's had 396 amateur fights, an elite champion, not a British champion, world champion, an elite champion. There's levels, and we proved, and Anthony proved, that he can go 11 rounds with an elite champion at that embryonic stage of his career. So it ain't fitness. I'm going to say this, and anyone thinking that they're going to come in and outwork Anthony, try it. It's up to you, you know. So again, what you see on TV doesn't always give the clear picture of the person. It was a massive occasion for Anthony, for me, as a trainer, bringing someone from the bottom all the way to the top of the mountain, for our whole team, and we kept that all together, and we're still together today, strong as ever. So you only learn from these things.
I was going to say, you reckon you learned from that as well, and you well, either of you reckon you learned from that?
Absolutely. Listen, you only know what it's like, what the water's like until you jump in. And although I had been in the corner with Derek Chisora against Klitschko, I was there in his European title fight. I've had that experience of being in the corner in a world title fight, but bringing someone up, someone that you're with, as Scott said, every day to that level. Even Anthony was like, you know, you've done things that we've never ever done, and I've said things I've never ever said. But that's the experience, that's the whole occasion, and that was what I took from it personally as a trainer.
So, if you want to give the microphone back to Anthony, come Saturday night, if you're going to shout lines in the camp, please give me a bit of notice, because I nearly had a heart attack. What are you expecting to produce?
As I said before, I'm not silly. You know, if Dec Spelman thinks they're going to go out there while they're swinging, they watch me, they know that's not how I box. But again, at some point in time, the opportunity will present itself. And I'm the kind of person, I'm a thinker. And again, going back to Russia, you know, when I think about Russia, I had one choice, one outcome to win that fight, and that was win by knockout. I said that in the build-up. So again, exactly, I said that in the build-up. I wasn't going to go out there and win on points. I've watched him in my life, and I saw it as an opportunity. So when I did hurt him, I went for it full throttle. So you've seen it in boxing before, when someone, you know, exerts himself and gives everything, you know, they end up tired. But in the 8th round, I almost did it, but that just shows me the level I'm at, how I can go to Russia. All the games they played, you know, losing my luggage. Me and Tunde not having luggage for 2 days. Those things, food, everything. And it just showed me how mentally strong I was. I still went out there and said, every time someone was complaining, I said, I was still going to knock him out. That was just my mentality. And all this done has made me stronger and more hungry. So this Saturday, it's just nothing but entertainment.
Stoppage?
Lands in the camp.
A quiet line in the camp. Dec, what do you hope to produce on Saturday, and what can we expect from you?
A win. It's going to be a win. Like I said, I've got to back myself. I know what I'm in against. You know, I'm probably not as naturally gifted as Yarde is, but I've got it. I mean, I've got it up here. I know I have. So I do it day in and day out in the gym, and I know what I can perform. And if I can perform the weight, I know I can definitely beat this guy.